The lady that fought against Sauron was an assassin sent by the High Elves to destroy the ring wraiths. She was gifted the ability to sense and find ring wraiths, and then she can banish them temporarily. Her whole goal was to destroy the ring wraiths. That's her whole thing. She started hating the ghost elf. She said, that ring you got is no different than Sauron's, and she's like, you're just as bad as Sauron. But you know what? In the end, she took the ring, she teamed up with the ghost elf, betraying her whole character, and killing me. Congrats, lady, you're a hypocrite. She's just some random elf lady is what she is. She's not important enough to think about. I had defeated the Witch King and become the Lord of Minas Morgul. I have raised dead! Yes! And Ringwraith. New challenge unlocked. Completely to unlock Undying Loyalty. Upgrade for the Raised Dead skill. Ooh, Ringwraith gear! Yes! Necromancy! Minas Morgul and Fortresses of Mordor are yours. Yes. However, the flaming eye above Barad-dûr is fixed upon you, and the Lord of Mordor sends more powerful orcs to lay siege. Upgrade your fortresses and increase the levels of your followers, or dominate higher level invaders and recruit them to strengthen your army. I am a Dark Lord, and he's a lord with bipolar disorder. Keep Mordor in a state of perpetual war. Only then can the free people of Middle-earth prepare for the War of the Ring. Oh yeah, so the hobbits are still doing something with the ring. How is Sauron fighting us in physical form if he ain't got the one ring? I'm confused. What's happening in the movies right now?
The War of Shadows begins.
Uh-oh. Cirith Ungol is under siege. Okay. Collect loot. Increase your chances of receiving higher quality gems. Raise dead. That's right, Falgrim. Karagor and ghouls can be raised from death to serve. Oleg High can be raised from death. Resurrect captains or higher ranked orc followers. Yes. Yes. I will unlock this ability. What is up here? No, I think that's it. I like this one. They do go into detail about Sauron's past with what are these? Shelob's memories, these things. Shelob was Sauron's girlfriend, his mistress, if you will. And this reveals how Sauron started as a normal elf, but he slowly grew more corrupt as he tried to take over the land, and he created more orcs out of elves and stuff. It's really messed up what he did. I'm gonna get this one. What was it? He saw the when the elves, dwarves, and humans bicker amongst themselves, and humans fighting humans in wars, and people arguing over who gets what resources and whatnot. Sauron decided, you know what? I'm sick and tired of y'all arguing. I'm just gonna rule over the world, and there will be no more arguing. You will all do what I say. He just became power hungry. He saw the world wasn't the way he wanted it to be, so he set out to make it what he wanted it to be. He saw chaos and he wanted to restore order. That's what he wanted to do, at any cost. He was a psychopath. He tortured people. He was just messed up. There ain't no sad sob story behind Sauron. He ain't one of those villains that you can actually empathize with. He's just a dirty psychopath that saw a dirty world that needed to be cleaned. He ain't got no sad story. I mean, aside from, the previous Dark Lord being killed and him having something to do with it, and you know what, he became the next Dark Lord. He might have something sad, but that ain't the reason why he turned out evil. That ain't got nothing to do with the way he turned out. He just bad because he bad to the bone. Okay, he don't need no sad sob story. No. A sad backstory is good for a lot of things, and it's very mainstream now with every freaking villain. Every villain nowadays has to have a sad backstory to make you more empathetic towards their plight and make you want to sort of root for the bad guy because they suffered. And a lot of these people that root for them is like, hey, I've been a victim of bullies in the past, alright? And I know a lot of other people who have been victim of bullies in the past who see the bad guys and think, if this bad guy had a sad thing in his backstory, that would somewhat justify the evil actions he's doing right now. And I would definitely empathize with him. I'd be kind of like him too if I went through what he went through. I can actually think, yeah, I'm sort of in line with what this guy's way of thinking. But no. Okay, if you want a real evil villain, you gotta have a villain that people hate, not one that people empathize with. Yes, it works. It's an excellent tool in story writing to have a villain that you can empathize with. It makes them likable. It makes you like them. But Sauron is not someone you're supposed to like. When Sauron was written up, he's the one that everyone's supposed to hate, everyone wants to kill. If you make him have a sad backstory, you get people to like him. You don't want people to like this kind of guy with the things he does. The things he do. He do bad things. Very bad things, and it's not because he's secretly in pain or in sorrow. No, he's happy. He's perfectly fine. He's a psychopath through and through. You don't need no backstory for this kind of guy. Okay? You can have a sad backstory for every other villain, but not Sauron. Not the Dark Lord. Not Satan. Okay? Not him. You can go watch Lucifer. The TV show Lucifer, and Lucifer's got a backstory that's sad and somewhat messed up, and he's a good guy. He's a hero in that show. He's not a villain, but if he were a villain, everyone would be rooting for him because he's a likable dude. Sauron is not that way. I want to kill him and take his place. I don't want to be his ally or his servant. No, he's an evil prick. I'm an evil prick with a sad backstory. I want people to like me. I'm going to kill Sauron and then be him, but with a better backstory. That's what Sauron's supposed to represent. The guy you're supposed to overthrow. If you want an evil guy that you can empathize with, you need to come up with a new character to take down the evil guy. Yeah, that is true. Like this game does give him a huge backstory you can get into. It gives you a lot of details. The first game also had details for his backstory. That's the first time you actually get to see him in elf form, which I thought was freaking awesome. You get to see him under the armor. I mean, my sister was going crazy saying, what is Sauron? What is he underneath that armor? In this game, you actually get to see what he looks like. There you go, sister. You got what you wanted. And in this game, it goes in even more detail, adding in a girlfriend for Sauron, and she reveals more of his backstory and his roots, like where he started and how he grew to be what he is. And it wasn't because somebody picked on him when he was a little kid. No, he's just very unsatisfied, and he was bored as hell. So he went and he decided, I'm gonna fix this world, and I'm gonna be everyone's hero. He had an ambitious goal, but you know what? He's like he learned, no. Being a hero ain't gonna get you nowhere anytime soon. I'm just gonna rule over this planet. Now, I don't like Sauron. I like what he is. I don't like who he is, because he tortures people for fun. Like, he doesn't have an in-depth kind of reasoning for doing what he does. He just does it. I'm wearing the full Necromancer set. Yeah, I'm full on Necromancer now. Yep. That's what I do. Now it's time to upgrade. Where's my powerful dude? No. Yes, you. And then we got you. You can go ahead and siege. I don't have a siege option for this. He doesn't have. He has a reason. It's just not a very interesting one. His reason is the world is in chaos. I'm going to bring order. That's his reason. He was an elf, part of an isolated elf region, and he did not like the state of the world, so he decided to go out of his way to fix it. That's his reason. Like, he's not supposed to be a character you focus on. That's not the reason for his being. The reason for his being is to be an unstoppable force that you have to overcome. That's his purpose for existing in the story. He symbolizes corruption, the corruption of men, elves, and any other living thing. How easy are you to turn into an evil person yourself? That's what he does. He is essentially the devil of this world. I mean, he does have, I would imagine he does have a, what is it called, some pretty intense, dramatic moments when he has to finally break apart from his girlfriend and, you know, she betrays him, or, you know, Celebrimbor, the elf ghost, betrays him. Like, people are betraying him left and right, but that's not the reason he turned into such a prick. That's not the reason he started doing what he's doing. That's just stuff that happened along the way that made him even more bitter and evil. If you want a sad sap story, backstory, then that would be it, but it wouldn't be a thing. Now that would be a good idea. I would love that. If Sauron developed into somebody who realized the error of his ways, that would be freaking epic. But that's not gonna happen. Because we know what happens at the end of Lord of the Rings. He dies by the hand of 2 hobbits before he ever gets the chance to